What's up, everyone? Welcome back. We are back from our brief hiatus to bring you a good episode here today on Saturday, July 19th, 2025. And this here is episode 92. I'm with Carson Crop. I'm Cody Crop. And we got a good one by a special request from one of our loyal.
There you go. Lawyer, not lawyer.
Yeah. One of our lawyers, yes. Yeah, so one of our lawyers, yes, suggested this. So one of our, and by lawyer, I mean loyal supporters, Nathan Moore out there. So this one's kind of for you, Nate. We're going to be doing a fantasy football mock draft today.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be along the lines of what we like to do.
In our home leagues.
Yeah, in our home leagues. So, but yeah, we're doing this partially because of his request, but partially because, fantasy is what gets you into NFL, especially for us that did fantasy probably before we knew much about the NFL at all.
We do mostly talk about just NFL real-world happenings, but fantasy football and real-world NFL's I kind of look at it like math and engineering. Like, we just talk about the math, but fantasy football is just applied math, which they call engineering.
Yeah.
So, we obviously can do both because we do the math behind it. We just are now applying it to fantasy football and giving our advice in that aspect.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was
well said.
Yeah, very well said. I got nothing else to add.
No,
You're a scholar.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, so as far as specs for the draft or details about the draft, this will be a 12-team league draft, full PPR, full pepper, and Superflex, and we're going 18 rounds so we can give you guys some deep flyers at the back end of the draft, or late round sleepers, as they may say. So Kean will be drafting from number 1. I'll be drafting from the number 6 slot, and Carson will be from the 11, so we can kind of show you where we like players in a certain way and how to kind of think about drafting in those specific areas, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into it. We're doing this on Sleeper, also just FYI. And I think let's get right into it. Keen's got number 1 here.
101. Let me just say right off the top, I do not like having the first pick.
Me neither. Yeah.
But we have to have the conversation because there are people that do like having the first pick, and every year there is the conversation in fantasy football, who should be the number 1 pick. And you would think that the obvious answer should be Saquon Barkley. He's on the best offense in the NFL. He's got the best offensive line to run behind. He was the best running back in football, one of the best running back performances that we've ever seen in the NFL last year. So that would be one where your mind would go to automatically. We've talked about it at least a little bit. I don't want Saquon Barkley on my team. I don't want the 480-something touches that he had last year on my team. I get that. Yeah, maybe Saquon Barkley is different. Maybe he's not Christian McCaffrey who dies every time he gets a certain amount of touches, and the next year he's just dead.
Yep.
But we have seen the seasons where Saquon Barkley has been injured. He has suffered injuries. He is not a Derrick Henry who just doesn't get injured. This guy is human. Yes, he was great last year. Yes, he very well could be great this year. So I don't fault anybody who's going to take him 101. I just don't have the cojones to do that. I'm scared. I'm scared that if he gets hurt, I'm going to feel really stupid because the way I look at it, why I don't like the 101 slot is because you draft first. And then if you're in a 12-team league like this, or if you play in a 14-team league like ours is usually, you draft first and then you don't draft until 24th or 28th. So there is so much pressure on you to hit on that first pick because by the time it comes back around to you, there's a whole tier of guys just gone. 1 or 2 tiers just gone. So you have to have a guy who, in my mind, is going to be reliable, going to be there for you, and going to be just, he's going to be good. And you don't really have too many injury fears. So I don't want to Saquon Barkley. And the way I'm going to go, I could go quarterback, but that's not the way I draft. We'll get into that a little bit later.
This is a 2-quarterback league, though, obviously.
Yes.
Superflex,
Yeah, Superflex. So I do want to get at least 2 quarterbacks is the goal, obviously, because we play 6 point per passing touchdown. So the quarterback touchdowns are just as valuable as a rushing and receiving touchdown. So you want to play them as much as you can in that Superflex spot. But anyways, I'm going Jamar Chase. And the reason behind it, yes, I know that last year we saw T. Higgins was fighting for a lot of the targets every single time that him and Jamar Chase were on the field. And it's there's that competition now because T. Higgins got paid as well as Jamar Chase. So they are obligated to put both of them in there. But I even went back and looked at Jamar Chase's game logs from last year whenever T. Higgins was there because it did look like T. Higgins was the number 1 receiver. But I went back and looked at the game logs, and Jamar Chase is still getting 90-plus receiving yards every week. So I'm not worrying about it. Yeah. Jamar Chase has been great since he came into the league, whether he practices in the offseason or not. So I'm choosing Jamar Chase, and I'm not thinking about it anymore. And if Saquon Barkley has a great season, good, fine. I don't feel bad about it at all. Good for him. I don't want him on my team.
Risk you're willing to take.
Yes.
And there's that stat that's like no running back has had back-to-back RB1 seasons since Jamal Charles or something. Just because of those touches, it wears you down, and it's so hard for running backs to do that because they're in one of the most beat-up positions in the league. So
Exactly.
Yeah, so next was taking Josh Allen, then Lamar Jackson at 3, Joe Burrow at 4, Jaden Daniels at 5. Like we said, it's a 2-quarterback league, so that's where that comes into play. And I'm up at 6 here. So the top-tier quarterbacks has come and gone, obviously, very quickly, so I'm not even going to think about that here. So I'm going to lead back to kind of what Keaton said. One of your reliable guys that'll be there for you every single week that don't really have any questions. So there's at this point there's a couple guys that you could go like either running back or wide receiver, but it's hard for me to look past our probably second ranked receiver is Justin Jefferson here. I mean, you guys liked him first, but now we're talking fantasy. So Justin Jefferson's still dominant, still going to be there, still great. He's proven to be quarterback proof, and he's still going to get his yards. So it's hard for me to look past him. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Justin Jefferson here. Maybe. Now what did I do?
A little plus button.
I did that. There it is. Okay, then we had Gibbs at 8, Saquon Barkley at 9, Jalen Hurts at 10, and then Carson's up.
Okay, Bijan Robinson also went at 6 or 7. So now the top options I'm looking between are CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Genty, Neighbors, Amon-Ra. I don't know that I can trust CeeDee because he's really had one season, and apart from that, he's kind of been inconsistent. Keaton doesn't like him because he plays out of the slot. And I just don't think he's going to have that top-tier wide receiver season like some of these other guys on the board are possible to have. I don't like going tight end so early because I like just trying to scrounge for tight end later, even though Brock Bowers is very elite. I think Trey McBride's right there with him. He just didn't have a touchdown for the first 10 weeks. So that brings it down to Genty, Neighbors, Amon-Ra. I don't want to draft a rookie this high when we haven't even seen him touch an NFL field yet. It's more of a gamble that I'm willing to take here, and I'm going to end up going with my guy, Malik Neighbors, because last season he was stellar, even though he did play 15 games. And this season he actually has a quarterback throwing the ball, and Russell Wilson, who I foresee him throwing a bunch of beautiful deep balls. And I think it's really going to elevate Malik Neighbors' production as long as he stays healthy. And now Amon-Ra fell to me in the second round after Brock Bowers and CeeDee Lamb went. So without a question, I'm going to go ahead and take Amon-Ra because Amon-Ra has had 2 straight wide receiver 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And before that he was 7. Now, he did lose Ben Johnson, but Amon-Ra has been, and I think he still will be, the focal point of this offense no matter who's calling the plays. Now, their production will fall because last season they were first in the NFL, 33 points a game, and Amon-Ra was a big part of that, having 12 receiving touchdowns, 10 the year before. That has to regress, but I think Amon-Ra still has the touches and the attention in this offense to stay in the top 5 wide receivers.
Yeah, maybe Amon-Ra doesn't. Maybe that Lions offense isn't as creative as what it used to be with Ben Johnson. But I feel like now, maybe more than ever, the targets I feel like might be more like it might just be a simplified offense. And if it's a simplified offense, we're going to the best guy, and that's Amon-Ra. So that makes sense to me.
Yep. Okay, so then we had Puka Nacua go, then Pat Mahomes, Ashton Genty, and Brian Thomas Jr. So I'm back up here. So I got a wide receiver in the first round. So we're going to look pretty much everywhere. Kind of scrounge the board a little bit. Dive down into the depths a little bit. And think about our next pick coming up also. See who we can let fall to us. See who we can wait for. So right here, there's still not really any quarterbacks that I'd like to take right here. Maybe. I'd think about Bo Nix. But I think I might... I'm still not comfortable about Christian McCaffrey in the second round, so there's too many question marks there. Like Carson said, Trey McBride is there, but I like to wait for tight ends also. So I'm looking at guys like Derrick Henry or Nico Collins or Devon Achane. I normally I'd probably draft a running back here, but at this point I think I can get one or two or a few later that I like. So I think I'm going to go with Nico Collins here, kind of get a little wide receiver stack going and shore up that part of my roster. So Nico Collins. Then Christian McCaffrey went, Trey McBride, Bucky Irving, and Ladd McConkey.
Bucky Irving's going so crazy high this year, and I love it because I love Bucky Irving, but at the same time, I know that if I'm going to want him on my teams, I might have to take him like end of the first round, and I don't know if I'm comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
So that's really, really high. But I drafted Jamar Chase first round, and that brings me back to the guys on the board here. I kind of really want to go that running back hero approach, like one really good running back, and the rest of these guys just guys who are in like ambiguous backfields who might have a chance to break out. Yeah, ambiguous. Yeah, we're on it.
Holy smokes!
So back.
After that brief hiatus, we've really been doing our research
We've
for
been
our
reading
vocab.
Merriam-Webster out there. I mean,
Yeah, we're pretty good about that
buddy,
one.
yeah.
Shooting from the hip today. And the running backs on the board here, I like where I am, but I know that the next time that I pick is going to be pick like I don't want to feel like doing the math, but it's a long time from now.
You got
48.
Pretty
Pick
much.
48. Yeah. And so the running backs here that are available to me are Derrick Henry, Devon Achane, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, and so on and so forth. My guy Kyron. And
Please take it.
whenever I did a mock draft last night in preparation, not even last night, this morning at 3:30 in the morning.
Nice.
Sure, yeah, as one does.
Yeah, the one that I picked, and I think the way that I'm leaning here is Jonathan Taylor. And because as of right now, it's looking like Daniel Jones is winning that quarterback race job.
Anthony Richardson's throwing with velocity.
He's not throwing at all because he's hurt already. So if Danny Dimes really is starting, I don't see them running as much with Danny Dimes. And I think that Shane Steichen has learned that over his first 2 seasons as Indianapolis' head coach, he's like, man, my quarterbacks are bad. We need to run the ball more.
Exactly.
And they did that more down the stretch with Jonathan Taylor, and he was great. The other guy who really intrigues me here is Josh Jacobs, because he carried the offense last year in the same way that a guy like Jonathan Taylor did down the stretch. But Josh Jacobs, I am more fearful of Marshawn Lloyd coming back this year. Mm-hmm. Now, I know that they did just draft DJ Giddens in Indianapolis behind Jonathan Taylor. But I'm going to leave Jonathan Taylor because I believe he's younger, age 26, and Josh Jacobs is 27. That is younger.
Yeah, that is younger, yes. Well done.
I'm just going Jonathan Taylor because I think they're going to run the ball this year. So that's my 212 pick.
Jonathan Taylor has just had injuries his whole career, but should he stay healthy, I think that if he plays all 17 games, I think he's going to have a top 3 running back season. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's very bold.
There's a chance.
I think should he stay healthy the other seasons, he was probably on pace for somewhere around.
Oh, yeah, he was on pace for crazy numbers.
Yeah.
But that is the main thing, is him staying healthy, because we haven't really seen that.
Yep.
But maybe you could just draft DJ Giddens late in the draft and have your easy handcuff there.
Yes, exactly. And now I really want to go back to the wide receiver because they are here. Or I could go running back again, because wide receiver is deeper, obviously, every single year. Mm-hmm. So I honestly might just go Josh Jacobs here back to back.
Ooh.
Or my guy Kyron. Chase Brown, I'm a fan of as well. A little early for Omarion Hampton. James Cook. Breece Hall, maybe a bounce back year for him.
Doubtful.
Or hell, Derrick Henry is still on the board here.
Henry's still on the board.
He is still on the board.
He has showed no signs of slowing down.
You're right.
He was in my sports betting episode.
Yeah. You know what? I am overthinking this.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go with the guy who...
Overlook the king!
Yeah, I can't overlook the king. King Henry the 8th with all his wives.
Yes.
Or the 5th? He had 8 wives.
One of them did.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think
A
it's
lot,
King Henry
a lot
the
of
5th.
them had multiple wives.
Yes. But we went with Derrick Henry.
I just watched
301.
Gladiator and the guy was in love with his sister, if that counts for anything.
Was it based in West Virginia?
No, Rome.
Oh, okay. All right, just making sure. Similar, but different.
Yeah.
All right, so then Josh Jacobs went, then Drake London, then Devon Achane, and A.J. Brown went at the 305, and I'm back up with the 306 here. And there's my guy looking at me here, and I want to get one before they all go. I got to take my guy Bo Nix here and get me a quarterback on my roster, especially in this 2-quarterback league. I wouldn't think about it, except we're in 2 quarterbacks, so got to get a guy here that'll be solid for me. And I like my guy Bo Nix. So then Jackson Smith and Jigba went at 3-7, Kyron Williams, Baker Mayfield, George Kittle at the 3-10, and Carson's back up.
All right, so I already have 2 solid receivers, which I love doing early in drafts. I love stacking up on high-end receivers. Because in our leagues, we play 3 receivers, and we have 2 flex spots, so I can really get 5 starters if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see any receivers that I like here once again. Marvin Harrison's the highest ranked, but I don't have that much faith in a bounce-back season for him. I shouldn't say bounce back. I should say bounce because he was never there.
Right.
True.
So that leads me to look at running backs, and I'm between Chase Brown and Omarion Hampton. Taking a little page out of Keaton's book here, but I'm going to end up going with Omarion Hampton
Oh, really?
over Breece Hall and Chase Brown, simply because this offense through Greg Roman loves to run the ball, and Omarion Hampton is the clear one in this running back room now. We saw what J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards did last year together, and I think Omarion Hampton by himself is going to absolutely eat in this offense. We saw him do it in North Carolina 2 years. He has the durability, he has the speed, he has the skill, he has it all. He's just got to put it down now, and I think that that's actually a pretty safe pick for a rookie, all things considered.
As your RB1, I like that.
That's my RB1. And normally I love to do the same approach that Kean does, just get one running back and then pretty much don't draft running back until like the 10th round or something and just kind of scrounge the waiver wire, bounce around. But once again, I don't like many of the people here outside of Chase Brown and T. Higgins. I do love T. Higgins. He has a problem staying healthy, though. I might draft him, though, because when he's healthy, he is excellent. Yeah, I think I'm going to go T. Higgins and then just scrounge on running back later and leave Chase Brown aside because Chase Brown's another guy that I see getting injured, so I think you have injuries whether you go Chase Brown, T. Higgins. He had some problems last year that he just played through. He's kind of a smaller guy, and this offense runs through the passing game, so I'm going to go T. Higgins here.
Yeah, Omarion Hampton, we didn't talk about it, but speaking of injuries, Najee Harris apparently shot himself in the eye with a firework or something.
Yeah, he'll have that. Yeah.
So now
his field vision was never great in the first place, so
trying to fix it.
Yeah.
LASIK on your own. Forget lasers.
Hillbilly
I'm going rockets.
LASIK. Yeah.
But yeah, so now Omarion Hampton has been rising up the ranks of fantasy football because now they're saying Najee Harris is going to be ready for the beginning of the season, but he's going to miss some training camp time with this eye injury that he has. So
he doesn't scare me either way.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I agree with you there.
Okay, so then we had Marvin Harrison go, and then Chase Brown, Terry McLaurin, James Cook, and I'm back up at the 407 here. So as far as I don't have a running back yet, but I don't know if I like any of them right here. We got Breece Hall, and then it's guys like Kamara, Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon, Trayvon Henderson. So I might wait there and see what else we got. I could stack up my quarterback room and add in Justin Herbert into there, or a guy like Caleb Williams, which I don't want to do. So we're going to look at wide receivers and see if I can stack yet another wide receiver in my wide receiver room. This is guys like Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Ted McMillan, DJ Moore, Devonta Adams, Devonta Smith. Tight end? Probably not. Not right meow.
Your guy Laporta's there.
I know, my guy Laporta
Toilette.
is there.
the toilet.
The toilette. La Puerta. Who am I thinking here? Tricky pick.
It's tough to be on the spot. It's crazy how quickly the premier players in the NFL go. Like, we're in round 4 right now, and it's like, oh, Where'd everybody go?
Yeah.
It's even worse than a 14-team league.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I kind of wouldn't hate adding another wide receiver because, like Carson said, you can really stack them up with our flexes here. So I am going to look to that wide receiver room. Tyreek, I don't have confidence in yet. Mike Evans, he always gets his yards. That would be a nice, solid, safe pick. He's back at Tampa Bay with Baker, same place. Ted McMillan, I don't feel super comfortable with in Carolina as a rookie yet. DJ Moore, I'd really think about, but Chicago did a lot adding new pieces like Luther Burden, for example. So don't feel as confident there. Then I could look at Devonta Adams out in L.A. now. That's enticing, but I've already got 2 stud wide receivers. I think I'm going to go and get myself a solid vet and go with Mike Evans and hope for his another 1,000-yard season and more touchdowns, and we'll see what happens. I don't hate it as my 3rd wide receiver.
Let's go.
So Breece Hall, then Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert went, Caleb Williams, and Kean is back on the clock.
Yeah, I'm not fist pumping because all the quarterbacks are going, which I am getting kind of scared about. I probably do need to draft one here at the turn. What I am fist pumping about is that Tyreek Hill is still here, and I am a big believer in Tyreek Hill this year. And let me explain why. For one thing, his wheel's been squeaking all off season. We see that with these louder, good receivers. Well, Dolphins are like ultimate pretty bad vibes right now. It's like all going downhill, and I think that they're just gonna stick to what they know, and that is throwing to fast guys. And if Tyreek Hill can stay healthy, I think that he's going to get a ton of targets. If Tua can stay healthy, he's going to get a ton of targets. And the defense is easily on paper the worst in the league.
Definitely.
All around. So terrible. They just traded away Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers, and he was their only good guy in the secondary. Well, now they have Minka.
Hey, Minka.
But still, that there is nobody on that defense who is going to be able to stop anybody. And we've seen this in fantasy. You want guys, it is a rare situation that you see this happen, but terrible defense, good offense. You just see shootout. So I am going with Tyreek Hill. I am running that card into the podium at the 412, and I feel really good about it.
The issue is we don't know if Miami's offense is still good.
Yeah, that is true.
That's the issue.
I'm a believer that if Tua is healthy, the offense will be fine. That is what I am hoping for. Betting on.
This defense is just absolutely terrible. Looking up and down their team here. Isaiah Johnson, Jordan Colbert, Zeke Biggers,
Who?
Minka, Eugene Asante, Storm Duck,
Oh, wow.
Kenneth Grant, Jordan Brooks, Jalen Phillips. Those 3 actually have a name.
Chop Robinson.
Then we get back into it. Cater Kohu, Benito Jones.
It's bad, especially the secondary. And teams are going to throw all over them so that Miami can throw all over the other team. Throw up. And now I think it's time for me to draft a quarterback because I've got 2 running backs in Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor, 2 wide receivers in Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill, and the quarterbacks are going fast. And there was a guy that in my 3:30 a.m. mock draft that I was kind of eyeing up. And Carson's not going to like it, but I did like how he ran the ball whenever he didn't have guys to throw to last year.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
I think I have to go with Drake May here because of the upside of the rushing ability. Yeah. The other guys that we see here, the other guys that are left here that have rushing ability, Justin Fields, who knows if he's going to even start for a full year? Are they going to get tired of him? Is he going to suck?
Maybe.
We don't know. Yeah. So, and the rest of the guys that are available that are pure, like, for sure starters do not run the ball.
Sure.
It's down to these 2 left.
Sure.
And it really surprised me that Drake May ran the ball last year, but I really liked what I saw, and he's now got weapons in Stephon Diggs. He's got Kyle Williams. I'm a believer in Kyle Williams. I think he was one of the most underrated players in the NFL draft this year. Hunter Henry is still hanging around and somehow just barely over 30 years old. Travion Henderson, I believe, is the best receiving back in this draft that they could have drafted, and he maybe is going to be playing like a James White role. So I'm excited for what Drake May can maybe become this year, despite what Carson thinks about Drake May.
Good fantasy quarterback, bad real life quarterback. It's like one of those situations where our applied math doesn't really go into engineering as well. This is one of those asterisk rules, like use like Kramer's rule or whatever the hell it is. Demario Douglas too. The disrespect.
Yeah, I love Pop Douglas. I can't believe I forgot about him.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most underrated offenses in the league, and they just built up their O-line as well. I think that he'll have a great season.
Yeah,
Mason.
Vrabel and McDaniels know what they're doing. They've done it for a long time. Watched Bill do it at least for a long time.
And his job's pretty secure.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I know how important. Well, first of all, Alvin Kamara went, then Ted McMillan, Kenneth Walker, then Brock Purdy at the 505, and I'm up at the 506. So with this type of scoring and Superflex League, I know how important quarterbacks are to me. So I'm going to get one of the for sure known starter studs in the league here to add to for my second quarterback for the Superflex spot. Really, for me, I'm looking at C.J. Stroud, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott coming back off an injury, but he slings it. We know that. He freaking hucks the ball and accounts for so many touchdowns every single year. So I'm really thinking about that. Jared Goff, I love Jared Goff, but I have a little hesitancy towards them just because of Ben Johnson leaving, and as a lot of people I'm sure do. And then there's C.J. Stroud, who I have a lot of confidence in him bringing it back this year. So really I'm looking at C.J. Stroud, Dak Prescott. I think I'm going to do something I normally don't do, and I'm going to bet on Dak here and hope for his monstrous season in Dallas like he tends to quietly have every single year, and they still have weapons. And I normally probably would have went C.J. Stroud because he's younger and maybe have a little more rushing ability, but I'll see what happens with Dak hucking that thing when he's back off injury.
Yeah, it is all about health with Dak,
Yeah.
and whenever he is healthy, he does sling it. They let him just throw that ball, and they don't have any rushing game because it's Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, and Miles Sanders.
Chicken Jade on
Yeah, I was really hoping
Chicken Jade on Blue.
I was really hoping Dak would follow me here because he took him his past 3 seasons when healthy. Quarterback 3, quarterback 8, quarterback 2.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah.
So now I should probably start looking for quarterback
Jared Goff
elsewhere.
went after that, C.J. Stroud, Sam Laporta, and Chuba Hubbard. And then
So the other 2 quarterbacks went, and I'm still quarterbackless, as is Team 12. So
Yes,
there could be 4
so-
quarterbacks go off the board here.
Oh,
So
man.
I definitely need to take one with my first pick here before Team 12 probably takes one.
that Team 12 is a
Yeah.
little
So
rascal.
I always go no quarterback, no tight end strategy. And honestly, I might skip quarterback again because these options aren't great. We got Jordan Love at the top. I think I may go ahead and take Jordan Love. I think Matt LaFleur and him are going to figure it out. He now has what we consider a true wide receiver 1, route running separator, Matthew Golden. 2 seasons ago, he was quarterback 5. Last season, quarterback 17 from the dip. But I think that Jordan Love is another guy that the team just lets him sling it, throws wherever he wants.
Certainly.
And I think that he'll have a bounce back season as well. So I am going to take Jordan Love here. Team 12 takes Joe Mixon and Travion Henderson. Still no quarterback
Playing
for
a
Team
dangerous
12.
game there.
I like you, Team 12. I like you. And so now I'm going to not take another quarterback as well.
Game realizes game.
Yeah.
And I really like some of these options that have fallen to me. We have DJ Moore, who could reestablish himself as a wide receiver 1 in Chicago again after Keenan Allen left. They brought in pieces, but 2 seasons ago, DJ Moore's another guy that had a great season as a wide receiver 6. Last year, wide receiver 16, which I do think would still be of value in this draft spot. But who's really catching my eye here is R.J. Harvey. I have a huge crush on R.J. Harvey, and I think Sean Payton has a good history of drafting running backs in the top 2 rounds. There's some stat, blah, blah, blah. It's like Alvin Kamara, something.
Mark Ingram. Ingram.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Sean Payton is good with these.
Good list.
Yes.
Oh, Darren Sproles.
Oh, okay.
Sean Payton's good with these Darren Sproles, Alvin Kamara type running backs like R.J. Harvey is. Reports say they've been using him in the pass game a lot. Short, yeah. Keyword short, 5'8". So I think with my 3 stud wide receivers, I am going to pass up on DJ Moore and get some receivers later. And I will go R.J. Harvey for the rookie running back stack.
Yeah.
Sure.
Believing in that.
Then DJ Moore went, Devonta Adams, Devonta Smith, Xavier Worthy, and I'm back up at the 607 here. And I've still got no running backs. So I'm gonna take a scan. I'm gonna take a little scan there. I sometimes like going late running back, especially you can get some guys late that I don't mind. So we're gonna look. Looks like we got guys like James Conner.
Yeah, you do like him.
I do like James Conner. Quinshon Judkins, rookie out in Cleveland, but Cleveland's
He got arrested in Cleveland Fashion.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, he hasn't been signed. I don't think he signed his.
No, he's got a court date probably first to get to.
Yeah, I don't think he signed, and that's why he was just down messing around.
Just downtown
in Florida.
Yeah.
So-
Just downtown Florida, yeah.
Hakuna Matata. He's like,
Yeah.
no worries.
Yeah, no worries. Then we got David Montgomery out in Detroit, Caleb Johnson out in Pittsburgh, Pacheco. I think I can wait on some of these guys still. No, you know what? I'll take my guy James Conner.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'll take my guy James Conner to get one. I like him. He's had a lot of success. Another guy that's had success quietly over the past few seasons, and I'm a fan of his, and I have confidence in him. So then after James Conner, it was Zay Flowers, Travis Hunter, Quinshon Judkins, T.J. Hawkinson, and Kean's back up at the turn.
Yeah, you guys are more bullish on DJ Moore than I am. I am more scared of the Roman Empire being Rome Odunze.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think about it quite a bit, and
The Roman Empire or Rome Odunze?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Me too, yeah.
But Rome Odunze, I could see him having a big year 2. I don't know, like
Year
when
also or year 2? Year 2 also.
year
Also. Year 2.
year
'cause
two,
it's,
yeah, because I don't really,
second year,
yeah. I see what
Sorry,
you're trying to do
yeah,
there. That was
joke.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think
T-double-O.
I could see a situation where Rome Odunze becomes the wide receiver 1 in this offense. I mean,
There's a chance.
but I don't really know if I want any of the skill position players in this offense, any of the wide receivers or tight ends.
Quarterback?
Well, no, because it's so crowded.
That too.
I think Caleb Williams has the skill to
Yeah.
support at least all these guys. But I think it's going to look better in fantasy for Caleb Williams than it will individually for Rome or for DJ Moore or for Luther Burden or for Colson Loveland or for Cole Kmet. So, what? So I kind of really want to stay away from all those guys. Not necessarily that I think Rome Odunze is going to be great over DJ Moore. I just don't know how I feel about any of them. So my eyes are leading me down toward another wide receiver because right now I have Drake May at quarterback, Jonathan Taylor running back, Derrick Henry also at running back, Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill at wide receiver. And there is a guy here who I still believe is one of the clear top target getter in his team with which now I see a couple guys here. But this guy actually has a quarterback who we know is good. And so I'm talking Cortland Sutton versus Chris Olave. Cortland Sutton, I don't think he's necessarily a clear 1A wide receiver dominant dude in this league. I think that he's fine. He's a solid 1B, I think, and I think that he is so clearly the wide receiver 1 on his team, and Bo Nix loves throwing to him, and his competition is Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, Devon Vele, and Evan Ingram. So
Hey.
Whoa.
Tez Johnson, too.
Tez. What? No, Tez is on the Buccaneers.
Oh, that's right.
You
That's
just
right.
keep wanting to put him on
I'm
the
trying to
Broncos.
will it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
He was
Pat
already
Bryant.
drafted.
Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant, yeah. Either way, Cortland Sutton is clearly the wide receiver 1. So I'm going Cortland Sutton at 6'12".
Sure.
And now at 701, I've got 3 wide receivers. And I might want to go look at running back before we are all cooked. Actually, I need another quarterback before we're all cooked there. And I have to go with my Falcons guy because I'm a Penix believer.
Yes,
Big
you
Penix
are.
energy.
Big Penix guy.
This guy is going to be good. He has weapons there. And I truly believe that this is a season where the Falcons can make a run in the playoffs. But that's a story for another episode. And
Sure.
I've already talked about the Falcons a lot. So.
So then we had David Montgomery, DK Metcalf, Jameson Williams, and George Pickens go, and I'm back up at the 706 here. So I was kind of eyeing up David Montgomery, hoping he might get back around, and I could just make that running back combo. So, because I still have 3 wide receivers. I didn't lose any since the last part of the draft.
That's good.
So
I was
still
worried
have
about
3.
that.
Yeah, still have 3. As far as running backs right now, it's Caleb Johnson, Pacheco, DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones in Minnesota. Tony Pollard in Tennessee. I don't feel great about any of them right now.
I think it's gross fast.
It does.
Yeah.
So I might take a chance here. I could look at tight end. That's Travis Kelce. I could take a shot on Tyler Warren in that hopefully explosive Indianapolis offense. Mark Andrews in Baltimore. I don't think I need to take any of those guys right now. So I'm going to take – I could also take Roma Dunze for another flex. But that room, like Keen was talking about, is crowded. I need to get another running back here. I'm going to take a shot on Caleb Johnson. The Steelers like to run the ball. That's proven year after year after year. We didn't particularly like him a ton, but I think he'll have success in the Steelers offense. It's very running back friendly, and they like to pound the rock. So we're going to go with Caleb Johnson here.
Yeah, he's exactly the big, girthy bruiser that Arthur
Steelers
Smith
like,
wants. Yes, and just the Steelers as a whole. So I like that a lot. I'm glad that you're taking this shot on Caleb Johnson because maybe we see a situation where he is the 1A, and he is
I hope so.
Yeah, above Jalen Warren because he is the guy that they want, just the style, and he can catch the ball too, just like a Najee Harris type. So I like it, and he gets to stay in the black and gold. So
He does. It feels right at home.
Yeah, it feels right at home right away.
Then we had Justin Fields taken at 707, Travis Kelce, Jalen Waddle, and J.J. McCarthy at 710. Keenan's back up.
No, Carson.
Carson's back up. Sorry, yeah.
Okay, so Team 12 still has no quarterbacks. So I
Maybe
think
take
I
another
should
one.
probably take one here because I
Yeah.
think it's probably a lock that they're going to take one as well.
Goes downhill fast.
And I can hear the slander now, but
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence is the top guy right now.
sure, maybe.
And he
Maybe.
taken off the board right now, he would be quarterback 20 or 21, which I think is incredibly disrespectful for him. Having the seasons prior to last season, he was quarterback 8, 13, and now Liam Cohen comes to town. Has that developed chemistry with Brian Thomas Jr. Travis Hunter's there. Parker Washington's up and coming. De'Ami Brown comes in for whatever that's worth.
A body.
So I think Trevor Lawrence can turn it around a little bit and at least provide his value at this position as a top 20 fantasy quarterback. So I'm going to take him over guys like Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Tua, Matt Stafford. They all have their risks with them, but I'm going to take what I believe to be less risk with Trevor Lawrence.
I like this pick here for the value. I'm not a Trevor Lawrence guy, not a believer per se, but I like the value here, and I like the fact that he has two weapons who could potentially be viewed as wide receiver ones. So I think this is just fine.
Yep.
Team 12 still has no quarterbacks. Are you shitting me right now?
12.
What's the AI doing on
Yeah.
that team?
My goodness.
What's the sleeper AI algorithm here?
All right, so Team 12 ended up taking Jordan Addison and Chris Olave. And I can really do whatever I want here. I have my two quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, and I'm just filling flexes, and I don't care to look at tight end yet. So Roma Dunze's fallen all the way to me here, but even though I have him on my dynasty team, I'm not a Roma Dunze believer. Last year, they strictly used him as a deep threat, which I did not like to see because he proved at Washington that he is more than that. So I would like to pass on him, given the other options here. Isaiah Pacheco, DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones. They're all gross, but then I lay my eyes on a glorious receiver.
Ooh.
A wide receiver 1 still on the board. He proved it in the second half of last year. And pair him up with Joe Flacco now, I think Jerry Jeudy's going to pick up right where he left off.
Buddy.
Give me the steal of a pick in Jerry Jeudy, who proved at the end of last year he's not just a guy, and hopefully he keeps doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Then Roma Dunze went, and then Isaiah Pacheco, not Bijan Robinson. He went a little bit earlier. Brian Robinson and DeAndre Swift at 806, and I'm up at 807 here. I'm gonna look back to wide receiver for me to deepen that room a little bit. Or we could get spicy.
You feeling spicy this morning at
Maybe.
7:42 a.m.?
I might be. I just don't know if my guy will get back to me here. If I don't, I like me my tight ends. He was quite the weapon last year in college. Unfortunately, it was only 1 year. I think I'm going to take a flyer on Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
And see what happens. I think he's going to fit into that Indianapolis offense very well. And no matter who the quarterback is, he might even be the quarterback. Give this guy the ball.
Or the center.
Yeah, or the center. I liked what he showed last year in college, and I think he'll fit right into the Shane Steichen scheme very, very well. So I'm going to pick Tyler Warren here as my tight end.
I like that a lot. Colts have been wanting to use a tight end for years.
They keep trying.
They're throwing in former basketball players and Mo Alley Cox, who didn't even play a snap of college football. They're throwing in guys like, I don't even know his first name, but what's his last name? I can't remember his last name.
That other big, tall guy?
Jelani Woods, who can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Kylan Granson.
Oh, Granson.
And then there's one other guy there that I can't even. Ogletree.
Alec Ogletree.
Yes, and who?
Yeah.
So now they're
I thought he was a fullback.
There probably
That's
is
Alec
one.
Ingold.
Oh, yeah.
Ingold, yeah.
Good pull.
Yeah.
All right, so then Chris Godwin went, Aaron Jones, Travis Etienne, and then Tony Pollard and Carson's back. Or Kean's back up. Golly.
Damn. It's looking like we're going to need to start picking away at running backs. Well, it looks like running backs are already picked away at.
They
so,
are, yeah.
honestly, maybe I'll just leave that alone and just see what happens by the time I'm up and after another 24 picks. So
You're almost kind of picking at roadkill on the road.
yeah, it really
Straps.
is. Looking like a crow. Yeah. I'm really thinking about going with another wide receiver one who's still on the board. Not necessarily a fantasy wide receiver one, but a guy who is wide receiver one on his team because the receiver options on that team are just so awful.
Yeah.
Being Tennessee wide receiver Calvin Ridley, who I'm not necessarily a believer in now that he's 30 years old.
Oh, boy.
30 years old. He wasn't even great last year, but that could be blamed on Will Levis and Mason Rudolph.
But Calvin Ridley appears re-energized.
Says who?
Reports.
This little report here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow. According to TennesseeTitans.com's Jim Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, Jim.
I might just have to take Jim's word for it.
Yeah.
And
James.
James, if you will. Yeah.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett is
he's
there.
I thought he retired.
He
Nope.
did. He definitely did, but he's back.
Oh, yeah.
There was definitely a report of him retiring. Anyways.
He definitely did. He was gone for a little bit.
He was.
I think that just out of pure minimal target competition, I think I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. It is a very high floor, low ceiling pick, unless Cam Ward comes out and is a stud from the beginning, which I don't exactly see happening on a team with no help around it. With Calvin Ridley as this wide receiver one, it's just all a big cycle. It's like, Calvin Ridley's the only guy there. Well, Calvin Ridley's really bad.
Restrepo. What if he just throws it to Restrepo every single time, like college?
Yeah.
He might.
I'm going to go Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
I'm going Calvin Ridley, 8-12. I don't feel great about it, but he's there. So.
He's there.
And as I said, I do want a third quarterback just out of pure safety in case Michael Penix decides to have like a fourth season-ending injury in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go get a guy who loves season-ending injuries.
Oh.
And Tua Tagovailoa
Yes.
and complete that stack that I have with Tyreek Hill just in case I have to play Tua. And I think Tua, if he's healthy, he's going to be great this season. Put my reputation on the line.
All right, then we had Ricky Pearsall go, Jonnu Smith, Mark Andrews, Tyrone Tracy at the 905, and I'm back up at 906.
Ricky Pearsall.
Slick Rick.
The first Niners receiver taken is Ricky Pearsall.
And he's on the pup, too.
Yeah.
Over Ayuk and Jawan Jennings. Because Jawan Jennings is like, I want to be traded or give me a new contract. Because he's only getting paid like $9 million a year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Good for the Niners.
Yeah.
It's funny, I saw someone on one of those reports said the 49 IRs.
That's good. That's
pretty good. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so we're just going to kind of scour the board here. I wouldn't mind getting another running back to get a third guy in there just as a little backup. I could just do the Pittsburgh running back stack and get Jalen Warren too. I could take a shot on Cam Scatabo. I think it's a little early for that. So there aren't a lot of guys that I would love to take a shot on here. Looking at wide receivers, got guys like Matthew Golden there. If we have a lot of faith in him in Green Bay. Debo's still there. He's out in Washington. Jacoby Myers, who's a very solid wide receiver, out in Vegas. Like who we just talked about, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk. This is a tricky one here. it really sucks in deep leagues like this, especially 2 quarterback, to scour the quarterback waiver wire. So I might take another one here. It's just should be a solid backup. I think I'm going to jump a little ahead of the wagon here, and I think I'm going to take Matt Stafford as just a backup quarterback. Maybe throw him in if someone sucks or gets hurt. But he's good every single year. There's not much more to say on Matt Stafford. He's just a solid, reliable quarterback.
Yeah, and he's sleeping on Tempur-Pedic, so he's well rested.
Oh, yeah, he's very rested.
You got the Tempur-Pedic quarterbacks, actually, with Dak Prescott there, too.
I do, yeah.
You guys are well rested.
Yeah,
yep.
Well rested. Then Evan Ingram went. Then Cam Ward. And then Colston Loveland, Carson's guy. And then Matthew Golden. And Carson's back up at the 9-1-1.
I was really hoping Matthew Golden was going to get to me there, but he did not. Team 12 still is now a quarterback.
We know a couple guys that draft like Team 12.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make us feel at home.
And I don't want to take a quarterback here either when I haven't even filled all my flex positions yet.
Sure. Those guys are dumb.
I'm willing to just grab some handcuffs off the waiver wire if I really get that worried. So we're looking at guys like Jacoby Myers, Debo, both Niners receivers, Jalen Warren, Jaden Reed.
Not the safety, not the Penn State safety.
Not Jalen Reed.
Yeah,
that
not
guy
the safety.
sucks.
He's terrible.
Right.
And from a last flex spot, you don't want to do anything crazy. You want someone that you can play every week, and you want a guy that's just the epitome of consistency.
Ooh. Yeah.
So you look at a guy like Jacoby Myers, who finally has somewhat of a quarterback. He's in position to be the wide receiver 1 on his team with an asterisk because
Brock
Bowers. But I'm going to go Jacoby Myers here as just my last safe pick, and then we can start getting a little risky here on the next picks.
Ooh.
Team 12 takes 2 quarterbacks, and Bryce Young and Geno Smith.
I love what they did. I'm jealous, man.
Yeah.
That is one hell of a team. Let me just read through their team real quick. First round, Brock Bowers, then CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Garrett Wilson, running backs of Joe Mixon, Trayvon Henderson, and then Jordan Addison, Chris Olave. This team is loaded up with wide receivers.
Rashee Rice is going to be suspended 4 games probably. But.
And we'll see. Has they even said anything about his Fast and Furious?
Yeah, they just had a court ruling on it or something. He has probation and 5 days in jail.
That's crazy. It's just like a hotel stay.
Yeah. 30 days probation, I think 5 days in jail. So.
Oh, okay. I wonder if he's going to be in Fast and Furious 10 Part 2.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Maybe they could get Killer Speed. What's his name?
Henry Ruggs.
Yes, Henry Ruggs too. Fast and Furious. Fast, Furious, and Lethal.
Yeah.
So, okay. We have our roster filled except for tight end. I don't really care about that. So now is where we can start taking some risks. So Deebo Samuel is the top option here, but I don't think that was a calculated risk. I think that'd just be a dumb risk.
Sure, yeah.
Both Niners guys, I could take my pick at who I think is going to be the top Niners receiver. We'll come back to that. Jalen Warren, Jaden Reed, Scatabo, Khalil Shakir, Emeka Ibuka. Yeah, there's not really great options here with high upside because at this point in the draft, I just want to take as high of upside as I can. Oh, here's a name.
Ooh.
I found someone that I like here. Stephon Diggs is down the list pretty far, but as the wide receiver 1 on his team and with an up-and-coming rookie quarterback, Stephon Diggs on the Texans last year as the wide receiver 2 or 3 in a loaded offense still produced. He was a red zone touchdown machine, and I think that the Patriots should use him for how he's supposed to be used, and I think this is a great pick at this value.
Damn you. That's going to be my stack.
Good pick.
That's a good pick.
All right, then we had Jalen Warren, Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, David Njoku, and I'm back at the 10:07. I'm going to we're just looking at flex spots right here and trying to take some chances or, high upside guys. I am really enticed by Cam Scatabo. I really like him a lot, but we're going to cool the jets on that one and look at other guys. Also, we got Khalil Shakir in Buffalo. He just got a new contract, and he's the guy out there for Josh Allen.
He's the shit.
He is. And we got Dalton Kincaid from Buffalo, too, and not really too interested. Looking down the list. If I had confidence in a guy like Jaden Higgins, rookie out in Houston, could take someone like that.
You better not.
I'm not going to. If we knew what was happening with Brandon Ayuk, that would be a pick we could take here too. But we have no idea. I think, as far as confidence level in this area of fellers we got right here, I think I am going to take Khalil Shakir to add to my flex. He's had a very good past track record the past few years with Josh Allen.
I like that. That's a very smart pick, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like it's safe-ish. For right
now.
Jaden Reed went, Brandon Ayuk, Cooper Kupp, then Jaden Higgins right before Kean.
I'm a Jaden Higgins guy, as you guys know, and he's one of the guys, honestly, pretty smart by Nick Caserio, because I was like, I don't know, the whole debacle that just went down with all the second-round picks, because first, Nick Caserio, he signed his second-round pick, the second pick in the second round.
Sure.
There's a lot of twos.
That is. Yeah.
In Jaden Higgins and gave him a fully guaranteed deal, and the whole NFL almost went up in flames.
It did, yeah. It did.
But honestly, it's pretty smart by Nick Caserio because he's just like, he signs his guy, he's like, well, we get it our
done,
way.
yeah.
And the whole rest
We're
of the
done.
NFL is like on fire because all these
Yeah.
second-round picks are like, yeah, I'm not showing up to camp until you give me a fully guaranteed contract. But anyways, I like Jaden Higgins, and I think that he is the wide receiver 2 on that team this year, and with a good quarterback, so I am very bummed out about that, but I am also a Darnell Mooney guy. I really like Darnell Mooney.
Howl at the moon.
Howl at the moon. Yeah, howling at the moon. And Emeka Buka is also there. I don't know what that wide receiver core is going to look like this year until like Chris Godwin gets hurt or Mike Evans gets hurt or one of those old guys gets hurt.
Yeah.
Sterling Shepard he's probably already on IR just prepping.
Yeah, there's a chance.
He's pre-gaming,
Yeah,
yes.
pre-gaming on IR. Not that he'd be playing in front of Emeka Buka, but it's crowded right now. Josh Downs, I don't know how I feel about the quarterback position in Indianapolis. Luther Burden, again, crowded. Michael Pittman, same thing as Josh Downs. Trey Harris, I'm not a Trey Harris guy.
Right.
Michael Pittman's still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. I think that Josh Downs usually seems to get more targets, especially with bad quarterbacks. It's easier to hit a guy running a slant across the middle than it is to throw a back shoulder.
True.
Am I
Come
crazy
back
that
route.
Michael Pittman used to be like a second-round pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're not crazy.
Now
still good. He got
now
a
he's going to be in the
contract.
11th round.
Yep. But after Trey Harris, next on the board is Darnell Mooney. And I truly am a Darnell Mooney believer. I think that he is so underrated, and he almost had 1,000 yards last season playing there with Drake London. And I think that the passing game is going to get even better with my quarterback that I have here, Darnell Mooney. Michael Penix. So I think that this is a good stack to have.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go right there, Darnell Mooney at the 10-12, and at the 11-01, I'm looking at doing another stack here because Kyle Williams is sitting there. And as I said, I think he's very underrated, and I think he could be a very, very good receiver for New England with the quarterback that I have in Drake London. So I feel pretty good about that, and I'm looking down the board here just to make sure there's nobody else that I want before I click the button on Kyle Williams because Keon Coleman is there,
Yeah.
but I think that Khalil Shakir is the main target earner there, and maybe this is the year that Dalton Kincaid gets some more targets. Who knows?
Maybe.
Rashid Shaheed, I don't like any of the quarterbacks there.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
But Rashid Shaheed is so explosive that he could make a play out of nothing. But where he's done most of his work is, well, for one thing, we get points for return yards in our leagues.
Sure, yeah.
So he gets a lot of points there. But he is an excellent deep threat receiver. And if you don't have a quarterback who can actually throw it accurately deep, I don't know how he's going to do.
Right.
Marvin Mims has yet to break out or anything. And then Jack Besh is after that, and rumor has it that like the 4th-round pick Dante Thornton is playing above him in mini camps and stuff because they quote don't know how to use Jack Besh. You should have just
Idiots.
watched us. Big
Yeah.
slot,
Yeah.
big
Big
slot.
He is listed as a wide receiver.
But then to be fair, to their point, they have Brock Bowers who's a big slot. They have Jacoby Myers who is a former quarterback who those guys always play in the slot. So
Yeah.
I get it. It's confusing. But I'm going with Kyle Williams to complete the stack
Sure.
here. I think that he's going to be good as the wide receiver 2 on that Patriots team.
If they don't know how to use Jack Best, why'd they draft him?
No.
I hate when teams do that.
I don't know how to use you.
Yeah. Okay, then Najee Harris went, and Emeka Ibuka, Cam Scadabo, and Javonte Williams, and I'm back up at 11:06 here. I'm really just looking at wide receiver, running back right now. Maybe some high upside guys. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe some stat guys, but I don't know if there's really anyone out there that I could really stack like I want to.
Tutu Atwell.
I was looking more like Jake Ferguson, but yeah.
Turd. Oh,
Yeah, Turd Ferguson's
honestly,
still
that would be a
there.
bad pick here.
Yeah. Josh Downs is still there, like Keen was talking about, and from Indy, he's a pretty solid player here. Michael Pittman, like they were talking about, still there. Keon Coleman for wide receivers. Running backs, I'm not super huge on anyone that's left right now. Zach Charbonnet. Which who else is out in Seattle? Kenneth Walker. Yeah.
Yep.
So he's out there. Man, Jake Ferguson is looking me right in the face. I don't really like to do tight ends, but if I can get that stack with Dak, it's enticing.
I mean, it's between him and George Pickens as the number 2 targets in that offense behind CD. And Jake Ferguson already has the rapport with Dak.
Yeah. That's why I was leaning that way. We're just going to do it. Let's just do it.
Turd
Ferguson.
Hell yeah.
Give him to me. The Dak stack. Then we had Dalton Kincaid, Zach Charbonnet, Tucker Kraft, and Carson's back up.
All right. I once again have free range to do pretty much whatever I want here. I do only have 2 running backs, so if that's available, then
Me too, yeah.
I would love that. We got
too.
Jordan Mason, Ramondre Stevenson, both of which are their running back 2s on their respective teams. Tajay Spears, Trey Benson, Chicken Jadon Blue.
Delicious.
Nicely.
I actually do love Jordan Mason a lot here because reports are saying that they're going to try to conserve Aaron Jones more, try to keep him healthy, take some of the load off, and Aaron Jones has a high likelihood to miss a couple of games. So I could take the very high-level handcuff in Jordan Mason with no other running backs being on that team, I believe. Yeah, Ty Chandler is the only other guy. So I think I am going to go ahead and take Jordan Mason here, as I think that he is one of the last running backs as someone that can actually produce, either him or Tajay Spears. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Jordan Mason here.
As a guy who had Aaron Jones last year in fantasy, yeah, it was so aggravating. He would get injured almost every week, at least miss like a few games, and then come back, and you can tell he's clearly not himself. So Jordan Mason, I could see getting a lot of touches this year.
Team 12 goes Luther Burden and Kyle Pitts. So now I'm just once again looking for another high ceiling guy that has a lot of potential, and I can't believe he fell to me. We kind of highlighted it during Keen's pick, but Michael Pittman is still there.
Yeah.
He has to be, yes, looking down this list here, I believe he's the only wide receiver 1 left, roster-wise, because, Josh Downs plays out of the slot, but he does get the targets. Danny Dimes loves to sling it, and
Definitely.
I don't know how conservative he's going to play, but before last year, Michael Pittman was wide receiver 17, 20, and 13.
Yeah.
If he can get anywhere close to that, then the value at this pick will be insane. And hopefully whoever's playing quarterback is just going to give him some opportunities.
Sure. Then we had Tajay Spears, Rashid Shaheed, Trey Harris, and Ramondre Stevenson go. And I'm back up at the 12:07, and this one's pretty simple for me. I mean, my roster's filled, and I want to get him before he goes. Like we just mentioned, I have only 2 running backs. Kean still does too. I'm going to take Trey Benson here because I have James Conner. So let's just handcuff that, and Trey Benson, if he could actually give more than a backup role if he comes on like some people think he will.
Yeah, I could see a situation where they kind of ease James Conner off into the sunset, and Trey Benson is the next guy coming up. So
then Tank Bigsby, Rashad White, Isaiah Likely, and Keon Coleman went, and Keon's back up at the turn.
I need another running back because these running backs are getting real gross, and I also only have 2.
Yep.
So running back right now is, again, Chicken Jadon Blue is still hanging around. I'm a Basal Tootin guy.
You are.
And I've heard reports that like Liam Cohen wants a Bucky Irving type player. He's not Bucky Irving, but he is, I would say, the most explosive, definitely the youngest, in that backfield. I have the most confidence in him. Travis Etienne I think he's run his course in the NFL. And Tank Bigsby.
I think he's gone after this year.
Yeah. And Tank Bigsby just doesn't play like that. He plays like a tank.
Yeah.
So, and then J.K. Dobbins is also there, the new guy in Denver who kind of had people scared about R.J. Harvey. And he's good for he'll probably get around 8 to 10 carries a game. He's not going to do anything in the receiving game. That is all R.J. Harvey. So in a PPR league, that doesn't really help me a whole lot. But besides those two guys, we got Gorendo, who maybe gets some more touches this year if they're going to try to save McCaffrey long term. Love Ray Davis. Wish they would get him more touches, but James Cook is clearly the guy there. Yep. Austin Eckler is still doing it at 30 years old.
Yeah.
Not nearly to the level he used to, but I'm not really a Brian Robinson believer, so maybe. But Austin Eckler's so old. This is a disgusting backfield. And then Tyler Algier, and we just get down into a bunch of guys who might not do anything. So I feel like my best bet is to just take a shot on Bashal Tutin because I feel better about him than Chicken Jadon Blue.
Sure, yeah.
So I think I got to go with Bashal Tutin here and just hope that maybe he emerges in that backfield of just 3 guys, 1 cup.
Whoa,
3 guys, 1 ball.
Yeah.
And then I am back up at 1301, and I've now got 6 wide receivers, 3 running backs, 3 quarterbacks, no tight end yet. Maybe we'll go look at tight end and see what we got before it starts getting real gross. We got guys like Dallas Goedert, Pat Freiermuth, who's no longer a tight end 1 on his team. Dallas Goedert's in a crowded situation in Philly. Zach Ertz, I feel like it's only a matter of time until Ben Sinnott gets more play time. We hope. Hunter Henry, he's just not very intriguing. Cade Otton, again, a crowded receiving core there that they have. Brenton Strange, he's just tight end 1 by default. I'm going to go down to Mike Gesicki.
Dang.
Because Joe Burrow asked for him back. Whenever he was interviewed over the offseason on like some kind of TV show, he was like, they were talking about guys that he wanted back, and he went out of his way to mention Mike Gesicki, Mike G. And I think that he is going to get a lot of targets this year because, again, we don't really know who the wide receiver 3 is on the Bengals team, and it's not really a guy who I view as somebody who's going to be above in the target chain.
Yeah.
Above Mike Gesicki. So, Mike G.
Okay, then Dallas Goedert went, Marvin Mims, Chicken Jadon Blue, Pat Freiermuth, and I'm back up at 1306. Just kind of looking for some depth here. Really only wide receiver running back for me, obviously. We're filled up everywhere else. I could take a flyer on my guy Jack Bash and hope that they find a way to use him. Freaking idiots.
Yeah, pretty dumb.
Yeah. Rashad Bateman's still there. He's on a very, very good offense, so he's in a pretty good situation. Christian Kirk is coming back off injury, right? Yeah,
yep.
He was just injured. Yeah, coming back off injury with Houston. Groin. Jalen McMillan in Tampa Bay. Hollywood Brown is also somewhat enticing to me just because he's on Kansas City and just because he got Pat Mahomes. He'll probably be successful, especially if Rashee Rice has any sort of suspension and it isn't there. My guy Xavier Legette still out there, but I think I'm going to take Rashad Bateman here. I think he's on one of the better offenses and is set up one of the best ways to possibly have the most production. Then we had Jack Bash, Ray Davis, J.K. Dobbins, Tyler Algier, and Carson's back up.
Once again, we're just looking for upside here. Still need a tight end, but I am not too concerned about that yet because at this point in the draft, teams will be drafting their 2nd or 3rd tight end, and I don't foresee them doing that. So instead of drafting tight end right now because I'm nervous, I'm going to take this opportunity to draft some higher upside guys because that's what other teams are going to be taking. So I'm going to look down the list here. Christian Kirk is enticing. Reports say that he's been acting as a safety blanket for CJ Stroud out of the slot, which definitely provides a valuable role in a PPR league.
Mm-hmm.
I think Austin Eckler is intriguing as well. He had a good season last year, but he's so old. We get return yard points in our league, and he was the return man last year. I don't know if they're going to do that again, and I don't know if we're considering that in this league. I would say probably not.
Yeah.
So I continue to look down the list here, And I've come all the way down to a running back who I think is being severely overlooked.
Is it time?
And I don't think it's time, depending on who you're talking about. But none of us really like this guy.
Okay, no, it's not that guy.
And none of us really like this guy, but reports say that he's been getting reps in the receiving game. He's ahead of Jerome Ford. Him and Quinshon Judkins are serving as the running back 1 and 2. Quinshon, the bruiser. Dylan Sampson is the receiving work guy like Jerome Ford was with Nick Chubb. And with these issues going on with Quinshon Judkins right now, it's hard to say how it's going to play out, but I'm going to take Dylan Sampson because should Quinshon miss time, then allegedly Dylan Sampson is going to be the guy. And now I'm going to go right back to running back again with another guy that intrigues me chasing this high upside. Joe Mixon has been having ankle and foot issues, which we know for a running back is never good, having to be
not
quick,
really.
shifty, pound your feet. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Joe Mixon handcuff and Nick Chubb because the Texans did go out of their way to go get him, so they must have some role for him. Damian Pierce is not threatening at all. We've seen that. So give me Nick Chubb, and we're going to see what happens in that backfield.
Yeah, it's another year removed from that horrific knee injury that he had, so maybe we get – I don't think he's ever going to get back to 100% of what he was, but he should at least be better
Yeah.
than what he was last year.
Garendo and Eckler also went at the end, at the turn there. Then Christian Kirk, Xavier Leggett, Hollywood Brown, and Wandale Robinson. A little run on wide receivers there. I think I'm going to go back to running back for myself also. We're just going to look around. We got Rico Dowdle, who's now down there in Carolina. Braylon Allen on the Jets. Who knows what's going to happen at the Jets. Jalen Wright in Miami. Roshan Johnson.
Nasty.
A little nasty. So I'm probably just going to take a guy that I like that's kind of a backup right now. Yeah, it's just all kind of... We're going to take a hopeful stack, I think is what we're going to do. It's probably early, but we're going to do it now just because I want to. I'm going to take Carson's guy, Pat Bryant.
Hell yeah!
To possibly, hopefully,
Hell
he can
yeah.
have some success with Bo Nix out there, and see what happens. I like Pat Bryant too. He's a big body wide receiver who should pair well, obviously, with Sean Payton, and Sean Payton knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So then we got Zach Ertz, Cedric Tillman, Rico Dowdle, Jalen McMillan, and Keaton's up at the turn.
Yeah, there is the ageless wonder for like half a season. Adam Thielen is there.
There is, yes.
And Bryce Young loves throwing to that guy. But now that they've added Ted McMillan, Jalen Coker's kind of coming on, Xavier Leggett, I don't know what that wide receiver core, how it's going to shake out, how that depth chart is going to shake out. So I'm a little bit wary, but at this point in the draft, that's an okay pick. But if we're shooting for upside, like Carson says, which is really what you should do here at this point in the draft, Quentin Johnston maybe poses a little bit of that.
Sure, yeah.
Josh Palmer is just about the opposite of that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a Demario Douglas guy. I could kind of see him being okay there, but I have Kyle Williams, so I could go there. Jalen Knoll might not even be a starter this year. Alec Pierce, again, crowded wide receiver core.
Mm-hmm.
Romeo Dobbs, Jordan loves that guy. It's a wide receiver's looking kind of rough right now, and DeAndre Hopkins is right there, kind of staring at me as a proven wide receiver in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep scrolling down, see what I see. Roman Wilson is down there, quite a ways.
Quite a ways.
But I could see a situation again where Roman Wilson is one of the top target getters in this offense.
Yeah.
If he comes back healthy, where he actually has a full season to prepare and not be injured, we're hoping that I haven't heard anything about him
Me neither.
suffering injuries right now. So I think that's where I'm going to go right now is Roman Wilson. Dig down a little bit deeper. At this point in the draft, you just got to go after the guys that you want and the guys that you believe in because ADP at this point doesn't really matter all too much.
Nope.
It's just go after your guys. And that's why this next guy is according to ADP, is a humongous risk, and I don't even know where he's going to be ranked. But I have to do it because I think this guy's going to be the RB1 by the end of the season on the Bears. It's Kyle Monungai. I have to go with Kyle Monungai. I have zero faith in DeAndre Swift, and last time that DeAndre Swift was playing for Ben Johnson, Ben Johnson had zero faith in him either. He didn't
Yeah.
want to run the ball with him.
True.
He was playing Jamal Williams over him. And I think that it's a weird kind of reunite with Ben Johnson and DeAndre Swift because that was
reunion, I think is the word you're looking
reunion.
for.
Oh, reunion. Thank you. Because did they trade him away that year, or they just didn't use him very much? I can't remember, but I remember that DeAndre Swift was like very unhappy, and
They might have traded him away.
they didn't use him very much because they
Yeah.
like didn't like the way he ran the ball or whatever. So I really think the Kyle Mann guy is going to be the RB1 by the end of this season.
Sure.
And I know that you guys are with me on that.
Yeah, he's pretty wild. All right, then we got Braylon Allen, Roshan Johnson, Adam Thielen, and Jalen Wright, and I'm back on the clock here in the 15th round. Let's see, some guys that I like and might want to take a flyer on here. Unfortunately, my guy Estime, I don't know, he keeps getting buried on the roster in Denver.
They hate him.
They hate him. There's some guys that are enticing, like DJ Giddens, but he's like strictly going to be a backup unless Jonathan Taylor gets hurt.
He'd be a really damn good handcuff, though.
He would be. That's why I'm really thinking about it at this late in the draft. I'm just exploring my options here. Let's see. We got no one that I really like in the receiver room too much. I mean, Dontavian Wicks, that he's had a little bit of success out there. Restrepo in Tennessee, we talked about earlier. Who knows? He could be like that safety handcuff for Cam Ward. But, yeah, I think I'm going to go with DJ Giddens. I really liked him coming out of college. And if anything does happen to Jonathan Taylor,
Which it
which
usually does.
It has a track record. Then DJ Giddens is going to eat. So then Devin Neal went, Quentin Johnson, Jerome Ford, Blake Corum, and Carson's back on the clock.
So at this point, I have 4 picks left, which I'm probably going to need to spend on my third quarterback, tight end, defense, and kicker.
Yep.
But also at this point, it looks like there's going to be some quarterbacks left on the waiver wire.
That is crazy.
As long as, because we normally play in a 14-team league, so we aren't used to this many quarterbacks.
Yeah, there's nothing left. Yeah.
We should switch.
So,
Kick him out.
yeah, so I think I am going to pass on quarterback here and have faith that Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence are both going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So I really want to get as many handcuffs or whatever as possible. That's why I don't want to go to another quarterback. So right now I'm between 2 guys being the DJ Giddens. Oh, you took
I just
DJ
took
Giddens.
DJ Giddens. Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to take DJ Giddens because I like to have other people's handcuffs because should their guy get hurt, then you can
Want to
either
trade?
have a lot of trade value or you pretty much get the starter for very, very low price. But now it brings me down to either Justice Hill, who is obviously Derrick Henry's handcuff, but I'm not real into that. So that brings me to a guy way down the wide receiver room.
Oh, not what I was thinking.
In Jalen Royals, because I love Jalen Royals coming out of Utah State. I comped him to Rashee Rice. Should Rashee Rice get suspended, maybe Jalen Royals proves something in the first 4 weeks and continues the carry role on this Kansas State offense who loves to get guys the ball behind the line of scrimmage and let him go to work. So I think that I will probably do that, looking at everybody else. Yeah.
You're not going with the guy who you thought was going to be the next Christian McCaffrey. He still could be. But waiting on a Saquon injury.
Will Shipley?
Yeah.
Isn't there some other running back in that room?
A.J. Dillon, but...
Yeah, they just brought in A.J. Dillon. That kind of
I
concerns
really don't
me.
care.
I feel like
Do not care.
I feel like if Saquon gets hurt, they're just going to use A.J. Dillon as the bruiser and Will Shipley as receiver. So, but if A.J. Dillon wasn't there, then yeah, I'd be all over that. But no, just give me Jalen Royals for now. And now is when I actually have to take a tight end. Team 12 takes Justice Hill and Jarquez Hunter. So the tight end options that are left: Hunter Henry, K. Dotton, Brenton Strange, Mason Taylor, Chig. There are not a whole lot of high-value options here. Terrence Ferguson is interesting because they spent such a high draft pick on him, 46 overall, which was a crazy reach. But Sean McVay probably knows what he's doing. But I need to get a safer option for right now, just to last me the first couple weeks until I can pick someone up off the waiver wire that's getting hot or showing some promise. Darren Waller's there.
Hey, he's back.
So
Yeah.
Kate Otten is on a team with weapons all around him. Hunter Henry is always mid. So I'm going to go with Brent Strange here, who
Sure.
for some reason the Jags love throwing to the tight end. I don't know if it was Trevor Lawrence or Doug Peterson.
That Penn State guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Brenton Strange because he was getting a lot of targets at the end of last year after Evan Ingram went down for whatever reason. So hopefully he can last me just the first couple weeks, and I'll figure it out from there.
Sure. Okay, then we had Kareem Hunt, Demario Douglas, Marshawn Lloyd, and Ollie Gordon go, and I'm back at 1607 here. We're going to be taking another little handcuff backup guy. Another guy that's a little bit deeper down, but I like the idea of it, and it makes sense in my head. We all know Puka Nacua is crazy,
He's crazy. Yeah.
which means he gets hurt sometimes. I'm going to take Jordan Whittington here. We saw some success out of him whenever they were lacking in the receiver room, and I'll just take him as a little see what happens. I know that Devonta Adams there now, so that helps to have two studs, but Devonta Adams is older. Puka Nacua likes to ram his head into everything that he can.
Yeah.
So, which we love.
Yeah.
But, we'll just take that as a little backup. That's all. And then Josh Palmer went, Alec Pierce, Will Shipley, Jalen Knoll, and then Keenan's back up.
I really wanted to go running back to get another guy in the room. I have 4 of them right now. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Bashal Tootin, Kyle Monungai. I really like to get another shot, just like take another shot on a running back, just in a guy in an ambiguous backfield. Use it again.
Yes.
Again.
Yeah. And that leads me to Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I thought about that too. It's kind of gross.
It is kind of gross, and it's very low upside, so I'm kind of veering away from that. And outside of him and these running backs that are left available, we really don't have a whole lot of high upside guys. So I was looking at wide receivers, and my eye, as I was scrolling down, who caught my eye? Xavier Restrepo. I do like that he already has that rapport with Cam Ward going in, even though he was undrafted.
Yeah.
But another guy who I feel like is rebuilding his rapport, hoping in a wide receiver room that is really just wide open right now outside of Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin. I could see a situation where he is the wide receiver 2 on this team.
Yeah.
I mean, Pat Bryant, obviously they drafted him, so it's going to be a battle between – I mean, Pat Bryant was a 3rd rounder. Troy Franklin was a 4th rounder last year, both drafted by Sean Payton, so same regime. It's really just a battle right now. And I've heard reports that Pat Bryant is playing in the slot. Like as like a big slot was what I've been hearing. Troy Franklin, I don't think was going to play in there anyways. He's way too skinny. He'd get killed.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be like an outside deep threat type receiver, and I just have hopes that he can maybe capture some of the magic that he had with Bo Nix in college. So I'm taking the shot on Troy Franklin.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oregon guy, so I like that. And now it's time to draft defense and kicker with
Now it's
the draft pick. Now it's time. And I'm not a guy who goes for like, best defense in the league. Well, now I actually am the first one. This is very rare, but I am the first one to draft a defense here.
Yeah.
So now I can get like the best one in the league. Usually I'm like the last one to draft a defense, and I just go based on I go week to week. Like I was looking at week 1, who was playing the worst teams in week 1.
Yeah.
But now I don't have to. I can go out and get the best defense. So let me see. I could just go out and get the Eagles. Honestly, is it really that simple? Should it be that simple? Should it just be Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, you could think about it if you wanted to.
Like
if you
Ravens?
wanted to.
I've thought about my pick. I'm hoping you guys don't take him.
I mean, the Eagles is a surefire. I mean, why would you question it?
That's true. And
Like,
but we can also think
there's
about division.
Yeah, there's division. There's
Like
a few
Texans.
good ones. Yeah, Texans.
They're a terrible division
They are.
That's true.
relative to the Eagles and the Ravens and the Broncos.
Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Colts.
Terrible division.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Well,
Texans.
yeah,
are
it's the
there.
same
Yeah,
posi-
the
same division. You're right.
But the Colts are a formidable defense.
Yes. Yeah. I might just try
Commanders
to.
is decent defense.
Yeah. I might just try to play that game then of just
Divisions?
Yes, divisions. Like
Okay,
get the best
okay.
defense in a bad division because they're going to be going against the worst offenses most often.
Sure. Yeah.
The Eagles, I mean, they did lose a few guys, but for the most part, they brought back everybody.
Yeah.
I'm really overthinking this. I wish I
And
didn't
you
have to
are.
pick the first defense.
Yeah.
I will, if you won't.
Damn, that's tough. Give me let's see. I want to, because like whenever you're picking defenses, you want a team that usually the easiest stat to get. Interceptions are kind of hit and miss. They're kind of random, but
Yeah.
sacks are what you want.
Yep.
So you want the team with the best edge rushers.
Yep.
That's not the Eagles or the Ravens. I feel really good about the Texans with Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr.
Ain't nothing to hate about that.
I mean, Steelers are there too, but
Yeah.
give me Texans.
D'Amico Ryan's defense, baby.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Then everyone's taking kickers here in this round. Brandon Aubrey, Jake Bates, Cameron Dicker, the kicker, and the Boz. And then I'm back up at 1706. I'll go ahead and scoop the Eagles here.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah,
I overthought it.
They're a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
I don't care who they're playing.
Yeah.
They won the little Super Bowl thing last year.
A little,
cool.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
really hear about that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Then Harrison Bucker went. McLaughlin, Tyler Loop, Younghoe Koo, and then Carson back up.
Thankfully,
Rookie Tyler Loop.
the computer takes all kickers here, so I also get a top defense.
Yeah.
And I am jumping on the Broncos here.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good one, too.
Mostly because Marvin Mims last year was electric as a return guy, so return touchdowns a lot.
Sure.
Their strength of schedule, which actually means the weak opponents, is really good this year. They're playing weak opponents. And also because I'm quickly becoming a pretty big Denver Broncos fan, so I just love to root for my defense and give me the Denver Broncos. Now on to my kicker, which doesn't really matter here. A couple of top guys.
Seahawks defense went.
Yeah.
I guess
Tyler Bass and the Seattle Seahawks.
I guess betting on Mike McDonald, the defensive mastermind head coach.
Team 12 is really
They're
something.
wild,
Yeah, they're
man.
wild.
That's great.
I wonder if it goes off ADP.
I'm gonna guess
They
it
don't-
probably
yeah.
does. Yeah.
Because Seattle's defense is ranked 12th on Fantasy Pros.
Interesting.
Weird.
Anyways, my kicker, just looking for a high-scoring offense here that can never finish.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
really what you want, someone that always gets close but can never finish.
Yep.
So, as I try to think of teams that can't finish, Kaimi Fairbairn usually does pretty... Yeah, I'm just going to go Kaimi Fairbairn. There's no need to overthink this. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the New England Patriots, LA Rams, Miami Dolphins, LA Raiders. No, LV Raiders. Sorry,
Raiders.
LV Raiders. And then I'm back up looking at kickers here. Let's not overthink this either. Dan Carlson out there in Vegas. Vegas is another team that,
Can't finish.
they can't finish except for Brock Bowers. But that's not much explanation needed. I like Dan Carlson. He's pretty darn good, and the Raiders are still suspect to being super successful on the offensive side. Tennessee Titans, New York Giants, the Buccaneers, and the Cleveland Brownies, and then Kean's back up to finish it off.
Yeah, the last pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant of our fantasy draft. And whenever I'm drafting a kicker, not really big braining here, but I want a guy who can make some 50-yarders. That's the big money kicks. That's 5 or 6 points in your league, however you do it.
Yeah.
And those guys would be Evan McPherson. Yeah, he's missed some over the past few years,
Money Mac.
but I really think that this offense is going to be good this year.
Yeah.
But will they finish is the question.
Will they
I'm not. Yeah, will they finish? But I do know that Evan McPherson can make some of them long boys.
Yep.
And that's what I want.
He got a leg on him.
Yeah. So give me Evan McPherson to close it out.
Yep.
So just real quick, let's read through our teams just to show them how.
Maybe you
how
can
we-
flash them on the screen.
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
See what
do
people
that.
think.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we can read through them.
Yeah. My quarterback, first quarterback Drake May. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry. Wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Cortland Sutton. Tight end, Mike Gesicki. My flex spots right now are filled with Calvin Ridley and Darnell Mooney. My super flex is Michael Penix. Kicker, Evan McPherson. Defense, Houston Texans. And my bench is made up of Tua Tagovailoa, Kyle Williams, Bashal Tutin, Roman Wilson, Kyle Monangai, and Troy Franklin.
My quarterback, main guy, Bo Nix. Running backs, James Conner, Caleb Johnson. Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins, Mike Evans. Tight end, Tyler Warren. Flex spots, Khalil Shakir and Jake Ferguson. And then we got Dak Prescott in the super flex. Kicker, Dan Carlson. Defense, the Eagles. And then on the bench, we got Matt Stafford, Trey Benson, Rashad Bateman, Pat Bryant, DJ Giddens, and Jordan Whittington.
I have quarterback Jordan Love with rookie running backs, Omarion Hampton, R.J. Harvey. Wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra, T. Higgins. Tight end, Brenton Strange. Flexes, Jerry Jeudy, Jacoby Myers. Superflex, Trevor Lawrence. Kicker and defense, Kami Fairbairn, Denver Broncos. Then my bench consists of Stephon Diggs, Jordan Mason, Michael Pittman, Dylan Sampson, Nick Chubb, and Jalen Royals.
Not too shabby. So let us know what you guys think about whose roster you like the best, what you guys like to do.
It's Team 12.
Team 12. They went nuts on this draft. So that was fun. Fantasy drafts are always fun, and we're getting closer to being able to think about that season coming up. Fantasy season is upon us soon, boys. So
yeah, we tried to hop on that horse and slap it in the ass.
Yeah,
Be
we
the
did.
first ones.
Yeehaw!
Lead the pack of the mock draft.
Yeah.
community.
Yep. So thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. After our short hiatus, we are back. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let us know what you guys think of our teams, of our drafts, how you guys like to draft and play. Fantasy is always fun. Everyone loves it. It's hard not to. So thanks again. We'll catch you on the next episode.